All right, so here's a quick and easy way to visualize playing through chord changes when you improvise a lead. So if we were playing a 1-4-5, just a simple blues in the key of E, we had our E chord, our A chord, and our B, or B7. And we're going to play them up here in a different position. So this is my E chord using the C shape. In that same neighborhood, we're going to switch to the 4 chord. That's our A chord using the E shape, and then we're going to play our 5 chord using the G shape. That's our B chord using the G, and actually there's the B7. But look at how they're all sort of in the same little neighborhood between the 4th fret and the 7th fret. So the first thing I want you to do is play the arpeggios themselves. We're going to go up and down the arpeggio, and we're going to play 8 notes of each, like this. And then we're going to switch to the next chord. So that was our 1 chord. Now we're going to switch to the 4 chord. So now we're going to go. So that's walking down the A arpeggio using the E shape. There's the last note. That's our 8th note. And then we're going to play our 5 chord, but we're going to play a 7 arpeggio. So it's going to be a B7. So it's going to sound like this. And then back to the 1 chord. And what you want to do after that is introduce the major scale. We're going to play the E major scale off of this C shape. So you want to get very comfortable with that major scale in that position, because now what you can do once you have the major scale and you have the arpeggio is you can start to weave them together, and actually the garnish we'll put on top of that is chromatic notes. And so when I was playing that major scale, notice on strings 1 and 2 I went 7, 5, 4. I skipped the 6th fret, but I don't have to skip it. I can work that note in as well. You don't want to land on it, but use it as like a garnish, as a passing tone. So you can do that kind of thing, and it sounds great. It's just a simple little idea of throwing in those extra notes. All right, so with those arpeggios and the major scale and those chromatic notes, you can put them all together and you can start improvising and making music. And let me just do this here, and notice there's no chords underneath this, but you can hear what's going on. There's the 4 chord. There's the 5. Back to the 1. So anyway, I hope that gives you some ideas. There's a much more in-depth version of this over at activemelody.com. Just go there and do a search for ML106.